Got a quick story. Tonight is Sunday night, Christmas Eve. Yesterday, Amanda comes by, and my office manager, to pick something up from the house, and she's like, "Gee, Duke, you don't have any Christmas lights out. What's with that? Where's the Christmas spirit? Where's your lights at?" And I don't know, long and short of it was, she made me feel bad that we don't have any lights up, and well, we just didn't, okay? Didn't feel like climbing up in the attic and sifting through the lights. And half the lights don't work half the time anyway, so you got to go to Walmart or Walgreens or somewhere and buy some more lights and hang them up. And, a couple $100 later, you get them up, and it's 3 days before Christmas, and then you got to take them down, or you leave them up till February, like I do, anyway. So, Amanda, this one's for you. I went out and took a picture of the house tonight, but I couldn't quite get the right setting on the camera, so this is going to have to do. I'll make it a nighttime shot here in a minute. But a couple of techniques that you might pick up on here. We're going to use a couple of different brushes here, and in the brush settings, let's pick a color here first. I want a color that's kind of off-white yellow. Our lights are white, but they really got that yellow color to them. And I'm using my tablet. I picked a brush size, about 15 pixels here, and went into the shape dynamics and the scattering, and I made a few adjustments. Kind of simple. You can adjust the scattering and the jitter count and these kinds of things. Just things that you got to play with, see what they're going to do. Okay. Anyway. Let's see if we can't decorate this house and hurry up and get in the holiday spirit here. So I'm going to make a starting point there. I'm going to hold my shift button down, and I'm going to put up the lights. You see, they're not perfectly straight, and that's kind of how I am. I'm not perfectly straight. If you change this scattering here, let's go up a little bit. We can put a starting point and come over here, and you can see how radical that gets, right? So let's bring it back down. We were somewhere around 89, 90%. And we're just going to go around the edge of the house here, putting up our lights. If I worked in one direction, it would be a whole lot better. Like this. Just holding that shift key down. And we got palm trees in the way here, but normally right across the back of the soffit, I put the lights. Come across here, up to here, down there. Maybe one more time we'll go back to here. Something like that. And I don't like this here in the middle, but we'll deal with that in a minute, okay? We'll take this column right here. We'll put some lights on it. Yeah, it's not. Let's undo that. Let's take that scattering up just a touch more, because we normally wrap them around this thing there. There, that looks a little more wrapped. And the palm trees. We want to go up the trunk of the trees. Just making a starting point, holding that shift button down. And the more times you do it, of course, it thickens them up a little bit. Something like that. And then we can come over here. We'll take our brush size up just a touch. See what this looks like. We'll run up and down this tree a little bit. Okay. That's not too bad. Anything else we want to put lights around? How about this thing? I feel like one of the Griswolds, huh? Lights around the window. Across the top. Oh, yeah, gotta get this one too. Anyway, you get the idea. All right, let's we'll name that layer too. I'm gonna call it white lights. All right, let's make another blank layer, and we're gonna call this one green lights, huh? Or just green. Try to make this quick. Okay, so we're gonna come over here, we're gonna change our brush color to something green, and I normally go in these palm trees and make these green until I run out of green lights. Whoops, undo. Holding that shift key down will get you every time. Oh, wow. You know, decorating the palm leaves is, in real life, is pretty difficult, as it's, you know, you run out of places to go and you can go down, but then you got to go back up. Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to go fast. So there's green. Now, oh, you know what? Let's go back to the white lights here. Let me show you something. Because we don't use a whole lot of this rope light. We do rope lighting on the trunks of the trees, but when you come to the eave of the house here, let's change that scattering there, and let's run that scattering up real high. How about that, huh? Okay. It's like one of those Mexican hat dance things, you know, with the little fuzzy things hanging off your head. Now, oh, let's see. Let's add another layer. And we're going to make this one multicolors, huh? So we can take the same brush that we've been using, come down here to color dynamics, open that up, and we're going to take this hue jitter all the way up. Let's start with something like red. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Okay. How about like that? Cool. Uncle Floyd would be proud, wouldn't he? Alright, so let's, on our multicolor layer, we're going to come over here and we're just going to paint in all kinds of lights. Make a lot of them. Okay. These little plants here, they're going to get a few lights, and a few lights over here. All this tree here's got a... This is not a portocarpus. This was one of them Asian bonsai something or other, funny looking trees that we let grow wild, and anyway, the bush got away from us. Add some lights here. Okay, we can even put some lights around the fire hydrant if we wanted to. Let the county come after me, see if I care. All right, So, as you can see in the last couple of minutes, we hung Christmas lights, you know. And if I was really wanting to, I'd come back here and I'd add some more green to that. Oops, undo. Turn that color dynamic off, and we're just going to add some lights. Just kind of sculpting some more of these palm fronds. Such a horrible picture. Looks like I need to do a little tree trimming. Okay, let's close that up. Oh, look at there, our white lights didn't go all the way to the edge. That's simple enough. We'll come over here, come back, pick that color there, and we're just going to drag across here a little bit. Great. Perfect. Not really. So, now watch this. Our sky is blown out, and you know it is sunset, or the sun has set here, but I kept trying to get a picture and it was either too dark or too light, so I went with this shot here. You know, the aperture just let in so much light, and I figured we'd play with it later. So what I did was I went online here and I typed in nighttime sky. I picked this one right here. I brought it into Photoshop. I already did this, so you don't have to see how I did it, but anyway, there we go. There's my nighttime shot. See the little stars and the twinkles in there, and the lights kind of, you know, lights are starting to actually do something, okay? So now we're going to make these guys really pop. Oops. We're going to come here on the white lights and do a layer style, say an outer glow, and we can adjust that outer glow to, oh, I don't know, let's pick, that's the color we were using. Let's just go with a little bit more wider color. Yes, no, maybe. Drop the opacity down. Something like that. Good. Maybe. All right. Those green lights, let's do that too. Outer glow. And oh, we're on the multicolor lights. Let's don't do one on the multicolor lights, okay? Okay, cancel. Cancel. Let's go to the green. Double click on that. Bring up our outer glow. We're going to change that to a light green color. We can raise the noise on them just some. And, you know, this is just trial and error. Just play with it. You know, get them. I even change the blend mode. I don't know. Stick with screen. Simple. All right. Good enough. On these multicolors, let's go up here and do a filter. I think I was thinking something like this. And, oops, too much. There you go. A little bit of a blur. Right? Still not sold. Okay? So let's go to, I put in a couple more of these layers here. This is where we started. Actually, we're not going to do it this way. We'll do it this way. Let's just bring in another layer. And on this layer, we're going to give it a hue saturation adjustment. And we're going to colorize it. Wow, look at that. The color I was using before. Imagine that. Or was it? We want a yellowish color because we're going to work with those yellow lights. something like that. Okay. Now we're going to click on that layer mask, and we're going to do Command I. That's going to invert it, so now it goes away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush tool, and since it's black, we're going to paint with white. And we'll raise our brush size here. I'm just hitting the bracket keys. And as we come along here, whoops, you know what we got to do? We got to change that brush, don't we? Let's take the scattering, the shape dynamics off. Let's go back into the brush tip and bring the spacing down to something like this. Try this now. Cool. All right. We can close that up for now. We're going to bring our opacity on our brush down quite a bit. And again, I'm going kind of quick, but you can see what we're doing is we're illuminating the house, where the lights would actually got that that glow, where they're actually putting a reflection back onto the surroundings of the house, you know, kind of illuminating the edge of the house. You know, these lights up in here, I mean, they're probably doing quite a bit. And if you get too much, just hit that X key and paint with black, and you can just trim some of that overspray off, you know what I'm saying? You get the idea. We're going fast. We can even go up in here and add a little bit to the tree bark. You know, because they do put out some lights around it, right? Now, oh shoot, you know what we forgot? We need another layer here, because we have red lights around the door, right? So we'll go over here, we'll pick red lights, pick a color red, something like that. You know, I should have saved this as a preset before, that way I'd come back to it and I know what size brush I was using. That way it would look uniform. That's close enough. Oops. How about in a straight line? Okay, there we go. Come back to that adjustment here. We're going to come up here. We're going to take our elliptical tool and we're going to drag an oval out that'll fit my door. Something like that. Here again with the paintbrush tool. Wrap this thing up real quick here. We'll come up here, put in a text box. Let's see, Merry Christmas, huh? There we go. This thing's acting up here. I don't know what it's doing. Alright, there we go. Merry Christmas. Let's bring it down. Yeah. Okay. Try that out for size. Okay, Merry Christmas. Let's add a drop shadow to it. And how about a inner glow, outer glow, inner glow, outer glow. And let's try green. All right, so now let's just hit Command J or Control J. We'll duplicate that layer, and we're going to highlight that layer and write 2012, enter, and we'll slide that down to there we go. Merry Christmas, everybody.